Originations, direct lender, doing it for over 20 years. Call or text Angelo Christian 832-431-6331. Cheers to you guys. Happy Sunday. You know, we do our lives every single week. Just want to kind of touch base and come to you before we hit Monday with the latest market update, talking about the stock market, the real estate market, interest rates, lending updates with, you know, different programs that are coming out, things that are happening right now in the United States and the economy and all over the world, how it affects United States real estate assets. So appreciate all of you guys watching the channel. We've been doing this now for over 20 years, lending. We've helped hundreds of thousands of people all over America to get capital, whether you're a first-time buyer, you're a seasoned investor, you're trying to buy, you know, your second home and get a line of credit, build a subdivision, whatever you're trying to do, we have the products for you, all the way from land loans to super jumbo for the ultra luxury, for a veteran, a first-time, you know, buyer, or a veteran just out of the military that's trying to buy their home. So that's one thing that's very interesting about how our company is set up, is that we do nationwide commercial lending, residential lending, and private lending. And a lot of lenders, they only do one type of financing. And what's really cool about our company is that we do, you know, all different types of financing packages. So we're really happy about that because we work really hard to get the information out there to educate people and empower them. So a couple things I want to talk about tonight. Obviously, the big thing right now is the stock market. The stock market is getting hammered, guys. It's taken major whiplash, major crash. The S&P is down over 10% just in the last 2 days. I think there's been like almost like, you know, $17 trillion lost in the equity markets, and it's affecting interest rates in a major way. So whenever the stock market crashes and stocks go down, interest rates also go down. It's kind of an interesting, they have a somewhat of a corresponding relationship, a positive correlation. So think about it like this: when you see the stock market crash, what's happened at the same time is that interest rates are also going down. So in the last, let's just say last couple of days, the Dow is down like 2,200 points. The S&P is down like 10%. And so interest rates have dropped almost 0.5% at the same time. Remember, they have a positive correlation. Not always, and it's not always the case, but this is what's happening right now. So that means that the inverse is generally true too. When the stock market goes higher, interest rates also go higher. Okay, it's not always a one-to-one correlation, but it's interesting. There's a lot of concerns about, recession, depression, all this stuff, the yield curve getting inverted. Obviously there's a lot of stuff going on right now, and of course the major driver behind this is what the media is saying, is that Trump being in office and then enforcing his tariffs. And you've seen this stuff in the news about the different trade partners that they're not shipping right now to America. The latest one was Land Rover Jaguar saying that they're going to hold off on shipping to the United States because the tariffs just don't make sense. So there's a lot of different opinion about that and different schools of thought. And of course we knew that when this started, that this was going to cause a lot of whiplash and a lot of issues in the short term. I still believe 100%, the long term about what we're doing. And of course, in my opinion, the S&P being down is a major buying opportunity. And so, I've been through a few recessions already, and I'm not the slightest bit concerned about what's happening right now. I do think it's an opportunity. Of course, I can be wrong, but I really believe that we're headed in the right direction, and that made in America and making America great again is it's a better mantra, a better way to be. Now it's going to be tough. I do think it's going to be tough. It's going to be very hard to pull off. I know that the other side is using the court system as much as they can to drag this out and stop it. But I do think it's the right thing to do, and we are doing the right thing for America. And it's, it may not seem like that right now. If obviously the stock market's down, people are going to think that Trump's not doing a good job, and I don't think that's the case at all. I think that it's hard to when you do major reform like this, it's hard. It's just like I'll give you an example. I don't know if you guys know this about me. I used to weigh 400 pounds, and I had to go on a major diet to save my life. And when I went on that diet and I never exercised. When I was a kid, I was 18 years old and weighed 400 pounds. And I ate everything. My father was in the food business, and we ate out every night. So had no concept of calories or diet. And so when I made that shift, it was the hardest thing in my life at that time, to go from eating whatever you want, as much as you want, anytime that you want, to being on a strict diet, losing weight. And it was hard, and I didn't think I was going to make it. And it was really hard for me for a few years, and I kept binging and kept yo-yoing with my weight and couldn't figure it out. And and the only reason I'm bringing this up is because this kind of a similar thing that's happening right now is you're seeing a lot of whiplash. But the thing is that it's going to be good to bring more jobs back to America, more Americans working, paying less taxes, making more money, living more financially free. And I hope that it's not a pipe dream. I hope it's just not a great story. But Americans shouldn't be paying heavy taxes and being a slave to the country. It should be deregulation of government and living free and autonomous, and enjoying your life. And you shouldn't pay half of your income shouldn't go for taxes, man. What's the point of being on Earth? It's ridiculous. And then to go fund that money in other countries, it doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. So the thing is that, and I don't, the point that the thing is, I'm not trying to get, because it's easy to get really political here and get pissed off and upset, and I think we do have a right to be to some extent, because it's all of our money that we're working so hard for, and it's getting wasted away. But for me, I think it's a buying opportunity. It's a great time to invest. I'm not concerned about what's happening right now in the stock market. I think it's a great time to get in. I was even telling my son, to start buying the S&P. I think it's a great time to start, averaging into the S&P, leaning into it, whether you use, options or futures, or even buying the stock itself. And I'm not trying to advocate to go and to push anything. I think it's a great opportunity long term to buy and hold on to it. And if it goes lower, buy more. But I don't think it's because Trump's doing a bad job. I don't think that at all. I think it is. Of course, they're cutting a lot of fat. There's so much waste and fraud right now in the government. There was trillions and billions of dollars wasted. So there's a huge cleanup. And, it's going to get messy. And there's going to be a lot of bad press. But I still believe that we're headed down the right direction. So, right now, the good news, one of the questions that you asked earlier about interest rates, interest rates have come down. And we expect that rates will stay lower and go lower. Right now, you can get a 30-year fixed mortgage for 5%, 5.25%, depending on the type of loan, like conventional, FHA, even VA. You can get like a 5.25% interest rate. And remember, 6 months ago, it is a buying opportunity. Don't forget what Warren Buffett always said. He's one of my heroes, and one of the most successful investors of all time. That when there's blood on the streets, you buy. There is a buying opportunity. And I understand as people some people, depending on what your political views are or whatever you are in the world, that you may not agree with what's happening, but the way it's been going the last, I don't know, the way that America's been going prior to this is not in the right direction. Becoming a socialistic country is not what America needs. We need investment, we need entrepreneurship, we need capitalism. People need to keep more of their dollars and not give that to the government. If you make $100, you should be able to keep, $100. You shouldn't be keeping $50 of your $100 that you make. You can't live off of that. I think, creating the ERS is the most brilliant thing to do. And then also, I think if you need more taxation, if you implement the fair tax plan and you're taxing goods and services at the time they're rendered is a hell of a lot more logical than federal income tax. It's a huge mess dealing with it. So anyway, I think right now what's going on right in the economy and the stock market, be a buyer. Maybe don't bet the farm right now, but start leaning into it. That's what I'm doing is, and I'm not buying into the actual S&P. You can do the ES, the futures, or SPY, SPY ticker symbol. Those are very liquid markets. And you can do options or just buy the stock or the future. That's what I would recommend to do. And just kind of average, lean into it, buy whatever you can. Crypto is good too. I agree. Crypto is, especially if the prices come, if you see, if they come back down, there's a good buying opportunity. I went to a Ty Lopez event in 2017 at his house in Beverly Hills, and I didn't even know what Bitcoin was really before that. And they had a guy there that had several people doing a panel pushing crypto. And, I didn't really know what it was or I'm a real estate guy. I didn't really know much about, cryptocurrency. Thought it was a little crazy. But I bought one coin back then and said, what the hell, I'll give it a try. And never sold it. So, but that's one of my good stories. I got bad stories too. That was one of them that actually worked out. Not all of them do work out though. There's been a lot of cryptos that have gone belly up, and a lot of companies that have gone belly up, and that I've invested in. But that was one that worked out. So, but yeah, cryptos, and also the cool thing about crypto too is it's becoming more accepted everywhere. You can use crypto now to get a loan. You can get a mortgage with crypto. Before it was taboo and you could not get a mortgage with crypto, but now you can. You can use it as a form of verification of assets and income, and before you could never ever do that. So it's coming around. But yeah, I missed Bitcoin Yeah. Man, I've had a few of those. There was, a few things I wish that I never did. I had bought Amazon like at $300 a share back in like 2014. And I sold it. It went up like $100 and got out of it. And then Apple, I bought it like when it was like 152 before any splits, like in 20. I don't know, what was that, 2016. And, hopefully there'll be more opportunity. That's what I'm saying. Like right now, I think there's an opportunity. There's a huge sell-off and people get nervous. Um, you know, just don't put all your eggs in one basket right now. Just wait a little bit, buy a little bit, and then, the whole thing about right now with the interest rates and what's going on, rates are lower. So if you're trying to refinance, you're trying to get a line of credit, you're trying to purchase it, the whole thing, it's a whole opportunity for all of these things, right? So rates have come down. Use that to your advantage to go and lock in to get like a line of credit. Like for example, if you try to get a line of credit last week and that rate was at 7%, now it's at 5.5% because of the stock market crash, you can lock in a lower interest rate, on any loan right now. So if you want, let's say you had a 500,000 of equity in your house and you want to get a line of credit, we could give you a line of credit on your home and you could get a lower interest rate on your house. And we do first lien HELOC, second lien HELOC. You can do it on your primary home, investment property, secondary home. So you have a lot of options on what you can do. And I would definitely, and when you lock in that rate, you're guaranteed to get that interest rate. So if you lock in at like a 5.5%, you're going to close and get that. It's a 30-year fixed loan. So it doesn't change. It's not a variable rate. So if you're trying to purchase a house right now or refinance, it's a great time because you can take advantage of that, lower interest rate. And and the market could continue to keep selling off. And that means that rates could obviously go lower. When COVID hit and the market had a major sell-off, interest rates went down to 2.5%, 2.9%. So, and I'm not saying that's going to happen again. I don't know what's going to happen. I would think that, the market would wise up, but I guess there's, some of these investors that are dumping, they may have, legitimate, to them, I don't know, whatever their concerns are. I don't know. We'll have to see how it all works out. But I did see that, I saw Jaguar and Land Rover. Some companies, there seems like they're working cutting deals. Some are like pausing shipments. I wholeheartedly agree that the concept makes a lot more sense. The thing is that it's hard, like when I was talking about when I was trying to lose weight earlier, when you're going in a certain direction for so many years and you want to change course, man, it's really, really hard. And you're fighting everything because you've created this habit that is so thick, and to change course and stop eating pizza, then going to eating salad and chicken and broccoli. I mean, it really will. What would be the benefit? Loan the equity of your home as investment, opposed to. Well, on the car wash thing, assuming that your current car wash is making money and you've gotten, the bugs worked out and you like the business and you want to add another location, then yeah, I think that would make sense. Look at the current car wash that you have, and then if it's making money, you like the business, you want to scale it, then add another one to it. If you want to do that and you want to, it just depends on what you're trying to do. Like loan the equity of your home as an investment. I'll answer that. Let me think about what you just said. But so on expanding your business, that's something. It's a personal thing. You have to decide if you want to do that or not. Because Obviously, if you have management or you're doing it, or I mean, these are things I think about every day, like in my own company. If I want to add more people, if I want to train more, right now where I'm at mentally is reduce stress, increase income, reduce work. So I'm trying to figure that out. So I'm trying to peel anything off me that adds extra stress. I'm trying to boost income for all my staff, all my employees, including me, and then cut the workload down. So that's my dilemma. Your dilemma, if you're trying to add another location, how do you do that with the path of least resistance? And then, because you're going to have to hire people, train them, or maybe you have a manager. I don't know how you're set up, but yeah, I mean, it's if you want another location. Yeah. I think is it an automated car wash or is it hand detailing? You know, they take only 10 hours a week. Yeah, I was thinking about. It's funny you're talking about car wash. I was actually thinking about that today, because I go to hand detailing for my cars, but then my wife uses Mr. Car Wash, and she bought a monthly subscription. And I was thinking, you know, I just thought about it today. I was like, why am I doing hand detailing? And she just pays $20 a month to Mr. Car Wash. Oh, okay, self-service. I think that a lot of it comes down to, preference. I will say, obviously, hand detailing, I mean, of course, they do a better job, depending on the type of vehicle that you have. Some vehicles I would not recommend running through a machine at all. And some of them, it doesn't really matter, I guess. So, yeah, I think it's a good business. And I mean, I don't think AI can replace that. And I think you'd be okay to expand on it. So maybe, and I don't know where the other location that you're looking at, but something in proximity, and maybe you can manage to go check on it. So I don't think it's a bad idea at all. I mean, you gotta scale up if you want to make more money. You're not going to make more money unless you offer some type of irresistible offer or promotion, probably at the current location, or maybe offer some type of membership, or partner up with other businesses. That's a good idea. On the question on the letting the company use your house as a I don't know. I saw something about a question here. Yeah, different clientele. Yeah, for sure. I saw somebody pose a question about getting a line of credit versus a company using your house. I didn't understand. What did you mean by that? A company using your home? Because we do investor lines of credit, but is it when you say can you expand on what you're saying, because I wasn't 100% clear on that. I would. I mean, I wouldn't let any company use my house, but we offer lines of credit for primary and investors. Just so you know, we can go up to 75% on investment property and 90% on a primary. You can get a second lien or a first lien HELOC. And I'm sorry if I didn't really read your message correctly, or I misread it. Companies that instead of a HELOC, they advertise you can use equity on your home. Can you send me an example on that? Like a website or something I can see what you're talking about? There's one called Point. I have to research it, man. I don't know anything about that. What I would say is that whatever you do, make sure you understand it completely. There's a lot of stuff out there. A lot of stuff. I don't know how they would give you the money, and they're going to have some type of collateral or put a lien. They're not going to give you the money for nothing. Well, if you have equity in your current property, you could use that to put as collateral for the new one. So if your current car wash has equity, yeah, look at the company and make sure. Can you send it to me? Can you mind texting me over the company? I want to research that. I'm not saying they're not legit. I'm just saying you got to make sure that you understand. I promise you this, that of course no one's going to give you money without protecting their interest. So, and it may be legit, everything could be fine, but you just never know. There's a lot of BS. There's a lot of crap out there too. There's a lot of good people too. You got to make sure. Yeah, but going back to how do you leverage it? So if you have your current car wash that has equity, let's just say it has Home Tap. Let me look up Home Tap. Okay. I've never even heard of Home Tap. Huh. There's so much in this. It's crazy. I've been in this business for 20 years. And I still learn stuff every day. Unbelievable. But answering your question about using the equity in your current house, yeah, your current car wash. If you have a car wash already and you have equity in there, let's say you have $300,000 of equity. Whether you did the loan with us or you went to your own bank or whatever, you say, hey bank, I want to do a new car wash. I have equity in my current property and I want to pledge that equity to finance the new property. It's called a cross collateralization. That's what you should, that's what you could do. You don't have to do that, but you could, and that way you don't have to put your own cash money down. You can own 3 assets, paid off no mortgage. Yes, we can help you. If you have a property free and clear all day long, man. Enrique, give us a call. Text us 832-431-6331. If you own free and clear property, it's a done deal. Guaranteed loan approval. You're going to get anywhere, depending on the property, up to 50 to 60% of the value. Guaranteed. If you own the property free and clear. We do it every day. And we can talk through, yeah, please give us a call or text us 832-431-6331, and we can discuss with you the different loan options to figure it out. But if you have free and clear property, there should be no reason why you can't get a loan, regardless of your credit or your income. So we'd love to help you and work with you on it. Yeah, no, great questions tonight, everyone, tonight. I really appreciate all of the help and support. Please don't forget to subscribe, enable notifications, like the bell, share this to everyone. we appreciate all of your help and your support with the channel. We work very hard to educate you guys, empower you, get you the knowledge, get you the content. Check out our, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, our website, Official Angelo Christian. If you want to join us, become a loan partner, we have our loan partner program, get paid for your referrals. If you want to learn about real estate and lending, check out Real Estate University to become a top producer, top closer. So appreciate all of your help and your support with the channel tonight. We'll be back again next week. Thank you guys so much for everything. And if we can help you, please call or text our office. We're open 7 days a week, 832-431-6331. We'll be back again next week. You guys take care. Have an amazing week. Stay strong. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. We love you. We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.